Hey everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. We're going to be talking about Meta. And, in terms of Facebook, I've been a big believer in Facebook for a long time. But honestly, ever since they changed their name to Meta, we knew Zuckerberg was panicking. He was crying at the meetings. I mean, things are not going good. I think at the end of the day, right now, Mark Zuckerberg is panicking. Competitor TikTok is starting to eat its lunch. I mean, TikTok just became, almost bigger than Google in terms of search volume. People are looking on TikTok for how to do things versus Google and YouTube. So even YouTube is facing a lot of pressure. But more importantly, Mark Zuckerberg, Meta, Facebook, Instagram, they're kind of at the point where they could potentially be the next MySpace, the next, I don't even know, Friendster. I mean, back in the, I'm kind of dating myself here. There were a lot of social networks back in the days that didn't make it worth $0. And you're like, how could that be? But back in the day, we're like, hey, MySpace, how could anything be better than MySpace? Then Facebook came along, Twitter came along, and now Twitter and Snapchat are having similar issues. I mean, all their earnings are horrible. Now, before we get into it, if you can hit the like button, definitely appreciate it. And if you want to join our community, links are below to our Discord and our Facebook group. But getting into it, Facebook, or Meta as they call it, they lost on both EPS, earnings, and revenue. So the top and bottom both are a miss. I mean, they barely beat on daily active users. They missed on monthly active users, and things are gonna get a little bit crazy for Meta. I mean, looking at the chart right now, we'll talk about some of these other things here. Looking at the chart, I mean, it's down from 384 to 158 right now. I mean, today it's currently down almost 7%. However, it's still trading near this low that we put in here about a month ago. But looking here, I mean, if we're looking at the chart, I mean, every social network right now is trading below IPO price except for Meta. Okay. And they started out so low, and I was a Facebook shareholder for a long time. I sold for about about 300, 275, somewhere around there. But I wrote it for many years, right? And this hit a low of 1755. I mean, they had a rocky IPO. They were getting a lot of flack. They actually were, at the time, if you didn't know this, one of the worst IPOs in history to debut, because that thing just tanked. I mean, it kind of looks like a lot of IPOs today, but they started to make money, and this thing started to blast off. Now, the only thing is, I will say, their ad business has been, their ad business is amazing. Definitely amazing in terms of what their ad business has done. But things started to go downhill. iOS 14 can't track that many users, so they had to get creative and use their own tools and start making some changes, right? And one of the biggest changes right now that you're going to see in that you'll see that Mark Zuckerberg is afraid is he's starting to actually make it look a lot like TikTok, and we're gonna show you that in a second here. But Zuckerberg has been pushing into short videos by investing in Reels, which reached $1 billion in annualized revenue. However, the product doesn't generate money as efficiently as Instagram stories and the newsfeed. I mean, so they're pushing to become more TikTok-like, right? But they haven't yet cracked the code, because it's not generating near as much money as Facebook, the newsfeed, and Instagram newsfeed either here. And now Facebook, or Meta, I'm still not used to saying Meta, but Meta still has, it used to be in the top 10 in terms of market cap, has just moved down to number 11, below 10 cent. I mean, we're in for a rough ride. Mark Zuckerberg is freaking out. It's just crazy. It's just crazy right now. It's just crazy right now. Oh, before I forget, if you are learning how to trade options or want to learn how to trade options, link is below in the description with a coupon code for you to check out the UVH Academy. Okay, but Instagram is making some changes here that is going to turn all video into Reels. So basically, they couldn't buy Snapchat, and then, give a little bit of history lesson here. Mark Zuckerberg couldn't buy Snapchat. Then they started making a Snapchat competitor. TikTok is not for sale, obviously, for many reasons. And also it's Chinese owned. I don't think, we had the whole thing with Trump and everything that they were trying to, buy TikTok, or I don't know what they were trying to do, but it didn't work out. Nothing happened. They were trying to ban TikTok or buy TikTok or something like that, sell it to an American company, and other people were bidding on it. It was a crazy time. But since they couldn't do anything with TikTok, they are turning Instagram into TikTok. So it announced today that virtually all video uploads will now become Reels, whether you want them to or not. So when you upload a video now on Instagram, it is actually going to become a Reel. While it's added a range of new creative tools for Reels as it doubles and triples down on the short video format. The change is in bringing all video clips into Reels, into the Reels feed. So they're trying to bring everything into Reels. They want Reels to be the new Instagram. They want it to be like what photos were. They want Reels to be what photos were in Instagram. Also, not only that, Facebook is splitting its main news feed into two. So you're going to have a home tab with all the logarithmic curation we've come to expect, and a new feeds tab that will present a newest first view of posts from friends, pages, and groups. People will also be able to create a favorites list for this tab of the friends and pages you care about most. Marketers should probably not rush to post add us to your favorite to see our update. Oh, I shouldn't have read that part, but here we are. We're making these videos on the fly here, right? We're making these videos on the fly. So here we are. Facebook is becoming Instagram. Instagram is becoming TikTok, and on top of that, they just announced a $100 price increase into their Oculus Quest. So it's going to be costing $100 more. So 2 years after the release, they're having an official price increase on the Oculus. And I mean, they're basically betting everything. They're betting everything on the metaverse. So they're going to be switching everything to TikTok, which, I mean, I think they're taking some big gambles. I mean, it's crazy to me that they're going to basically ditch everything, become TikTok, and then invest 100% into the metaverse. And he's saying it's worth billions or trillions of dollars. Now, for me, honestly, I don't know what you think. Leave a comment below what you think. But I can't wear one of these things. I mean, I have enough problems with reality, let alone like going into a virtual world where I don't have any pants or legs or anything, and I'm walking around and meeting people that are shaped like apples and bananas, and it's a crazy time. And people are like, oh yeah, it's for the workplace stuff. You know what? I'll Zoom, I'll do Teams, I'll do all that stuff, but I'm not going to strap this thing on my head to try to do what I need to do. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, maybe I'm getting old, maybe I'm aging myself here. I mean, what do you think? Is Instagram or Facebook or Meta, whatever they call themselves now, in for a rough ride? I absolutely think they are. I mean, maybe they get their act together, but it's going to, to turn things around, to turn businesses around is a very slow process. If you watch the video to the end, leave a comment below. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us for a certain.